Now everything is fine, friends.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
Ravi.
fine.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Now what I'm doing now, same application, let's open in the Internet Explorer. Okay, I'm opening these things because in the internet, sometime Internet Explorer also working little bit like for the learning sake. That is also good. F12, right? I'm clicking on the screen F12 now. I'm inspecting now. Yeah, see this here, guys. Okay, see this here now. Fine. Okay. Okay, guys. So in the browser, please someone like background noise is happening, family background noise is happening, right? So see this. I loaded this page in the browser, in the internet browser. What the internet browser is saying now? DOM Explorer, right? DOM Explorer. Come on, this is the DOM Explorer. Come on, guys.
Yes, Ravi. Yes.
DOM Explorer
Ravi.
means what
Yes,
is
Ravi.
that? Static DOM is loaded, right? Static DOM is loaded. Come in the network section now, guys. Okay, come in the network section. Now, what is that? In the network section, I'm stopping the profile. Now, what I'm doing now, I'm refreshing this profile. Now, again, what I'm doing now, let's refresh this browser. Now, come here. What is that? See this, observe these things now, guys. Okay, observe these things. Here only it will say text HTML content. No, this is not element.
Yeah, in the initiator or type, it mentioned as parsed element.
Sorry. Stop it. Okay.
Refresh the page again.
Yeah, I'm refreshing this page now. Oh, sorry. Different page I'm refreshing. Document is loaded, but here it's not showing, right? Yeah, but the code on this page disabled backend. Okay, no worries. So here. Wait, I'll show it. In this browser only, right? In this browser, come inside that network. Come inside that network. Now stop it. Now refresh the browser. Resources. Yeah, resources, right? DOM breakpoint. It is showing in the XML. Okay, simple. This is the loaded. Okay, loaded, but in the DOM breakpoint only, no breakpoint. Okay, no breakpoint. Okay, don't worry, it will show. When it will show, whenever we will take the library. Okay, whenever we will take the library, it will show. Don't worry, right? Means just assume that here now means what is that? Page is loaded as a static DOM. Yeah, correct, right? Page is loaded now. Currently, what is that? Page is loaded as a static DOM now, friends. Okay, now see this. Okay, page, our page only now. Currently, we are not using any library now. I'm forgetting that one, right? Now control F12.
Yes, sir.
Control F12, right? I'm taking, what is that? I'm inspecting this one screen. Okay, so means what is that? Come inside that element, right? So means what is that? This is the DOM, and this DOM is loaded now, guys. Okay, so clearly if you want to see this in the element, here element is showing now, like here, if you see these things in the Internet Explorer, right? Internet Explorer, then it will show here. Okay, so here what it's showing now? DOM Explorer. Come on, here what is that? DOM Explorer means what is that? DOM static component is loaded in the browser. Clear?
Yes, Ravi.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
next what is that? Next what is that? Library load into browser. Now when the library will load, whenever we will use the library, right? Whenever we will use the library. So now what I'm doing now, friends?
Library.
So don't, if you don't know these things, don't bother about that, right? In the my project batch, I'm explaining some jQuery concept. So I'm copying these things from there only. Don't bother about that, because here we are not going to learn what is that jQuery. So just I'm copying. This is the library, guys. Okay, this is the library. Now what I'm doing now? Now come on the browser, just cut it. Now run this application. Run this application, right? Run this application. Okay, copy this one, and come inside that. What is that? Again in the Microsoft, right? Here in the Internet Explorer only, right? Now come in the Internet Explorer. Now F12, control F12 now. Okay, see this here. What is that? DOM Explorer is loaded. If you see this in the header section, right? What is that? Means what is that? Library also loaded, right? Library also loaded. Now
Yes, Ravi.
library also loaded. Debugger, it's showing little bit change here. Okay, now let's inspect the same things here. Control F12, right? In the Chrome browser, I'm inspecting this one in the Chrome browser. Okay, so now here what is that? Elements is there, right? Elements is there. Now come inside that networks. Come inside that networks. Resources, right? In the resources, no breakpoint. Why is showing that no breakpoint? So library is loaded. Means what is that? Code jQuery, right? jQuery, which is the clouding library we are using. jQuery mean we are loading, right? We are using that. This jQuery library also loaded, friends. Okay, it's showing that different, little bit different now. Okay, so now live loaded enable, that is fine. Somewhere I seen that. Okay, element is loaded in the header section. What is that? With the element, our library also loaded. Okay, library also loaded. Okay, but I was thinking about that. Somewhere I seen that, right? DOM also directly it was representing like DOM. So that one I want to show it. Okay, leave it. Okay, later if I find it now, then I will show it that one also. But the thing is here, what is that? Library also loaded in the browser, right? In the browser, what is that? Library also loaded. Library also loaded, but this library is not active, friends. This library is not active. If the library is active, then what is that? It should perform some operation now. Come on. Means what is that? Means what
Yes,
is
Ravi.
that? Means what is that? Simply what is that? Simply what we need to do. Okay, if it is active, we means what is the developer responsibility to write some what is that event, and based on that event our browser will fire that event, right? Our browser will fire event, right? And whenever our browser will fire the event, then what will happen now? This library will active. Then this library will active. Whatever loaded library is there, that library will be active. Then how we will make this library as active now? Then how we will make this library as active now? Just assume that what I'm going to do now in this application itself only, I'm just taking one id tag. In this application, just I'm taking what is that id tag. Let's take in this id tag, what is that? I'm taking what is that? Let's take s name, means sample name, s name, right? S name, s name. I'm taking what is that? S name. Now in this input box, I took one id. Now with this id, what is that? What we need, what we want, just what is that? I'm let's taking break the line, and here let's take hi Ravi, right? No, let's take this Ravi as a dynamically. Let's take this Ravi as a dynamically, right? So here what I'm taking now is span tag. I'm taking span tag along with this span tag. What I'm going to do now? I'm giving one id to span tag also, right? I'm giving one id to span tag. In this span tag, what is that? Whatever messages will come, I want to show this that messages in this place, right? In this place means what is that? Means whatever things we will write in this input box, I want to show that input things here. Means I want to make, means what is that? I want, but before doing these things, what we need to do? First, we need to make this library active. Then this library, first we need to make this library active. Then after activating that library, we will write some function, event function. Based on that event function, what will do? Our browser will activate what is that? Our browser will fire that like functions, right? Our browser will fire some event. Then what is that? Then based on that event, what will happen now? This whatever we are putting the input inside that, then this page will become what is that? Dynamic. Then this page will convert dynamic, and the data will show in here, right? Come on. So now let's see that, guys. Okay, let's see that here. So id I took, right? Id I took. So what is that? Just simply if we want to write like this, friends, okay? So means what is that? If we want to write like this, and if we run this thing, if we run this application, and if we are writing anything here, nothing is showing. Means what is that? We need to, what is that? Write some logic about the event now, then it will show here. Come on, then
Yes,
it will
Ravi.
show, right? Some logic we need to write, right? Means what is that? Without logic, our what is that? Our DOM will not convert this page into a dynamic, and here the data will not show. Then what we need to do? We will write some functionality about what is that? Script. Don't bother about that. Again, I'm saying that don't bother about that this jQuery code and anything else. Just understand the concept, why I'm explaining the things, and what is the problem with what is that language and the library, and why we are moving in the Angular and jQuery React.js kind of framework, right? So now here what I'm going to do now, just I'm taking what is that? Script tag. Inside that script tag, what I'm going to do now, I'm taking one function, right? One function. I'm taking what is that? One function, right? Here I'm taking one function now. Okay, good. So in this function, what I'm going to do now? first what we will do it now, first we will read this, what is that, this input, right? First we will read this input, right? First we will read this input, then how we will read it now? Dollar symbol,
Document.
in the dollar symbol, no need here, no need document, right? So in the dollar symbol
I
here,
will do it.
okay, here we will take has, and where we want, whenever we will put the messages, whatever messages I want to show here, I want to show here now. Okay, good. So whenever we will put this messages, means what is that, we will use the selector. Which selector? Message selector here, right? Message selector. We will use this
Yes.
message selector here itself only in the sorry, not here, right? Here we will
Downside.
use in the,
And this letter.
yeah, so dot, and I want to show these messages, whatever things we are writing, that message I want to hear. Then what we will do it now, again we will take HTML function, right? We will use, what is that, HTML function, and in that HTML function, what we will do it now, we will take the some messages. How we will take the message now, how we will take this message now? So we will take that message like, what is that, dollar symbol, sorry, dollar symbol. Again how we will read that data, how, which data we want, this one, this data I want to present in the message box, right? Then again we will take as a, what is that, dollar symbol, and we will paste that one,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
We will paste that one, but still if you see that, still we wrote this one, means what is that, our DOM is not activated, means what is that, our library is not activated, still our library is not activated. You want to see that, hey, why it's showing like this, function? Okay, no worries about that, still I know that why it's showing that. Now see this here, anything we are writing that, but nothing is showing, right? Nothing is showing the downside. Okay, don't worry about that, boxes came here, don't worry, I will make the changes. Okay, so we took, right, but nothing is showing that. Then what is that, we need to fire some event. What we need to do, we need to fire some event. Let's now, so I'm firing some event now, guys. Okay, I'm firing some event here, right? So how we will fire the event now, how we will fire the event, we will use, what is that, key of function. We will use, what is that, key of function. So now what I'm doing now, let's take here, what is that, I'm taking again dollar symbol, where I want to perform the key of function, where we want to perform the key of function. Now I want to perform, whenever we are putting the data inside that, inside this box, now inside this box, right, it will fire the data, sorry, it will
Yes, ma'am.
fire the operation, right? So now here we will take the, again, dollar symbol, and what is that,
S name.
S name. We will take here, what is that, S name, right? S name. In this
Yes,
S
sir.
name only I want to perform, what is that, key of function is there,
Key up.
key of function is there. Okay, key of function is there. Okay, good. So in this key of function, what we need to do, we need to perform, what is that,
Function.
function. We need to perform, what is that, function now. And what we will do it now, we will paste these things inside the, we will paste these things inside this function now. Okay, good. Now our function is ready now. Now come here. What I'm doing now, whatever thing, total box, why the total box is coming? 1 minute. Now D I'm writing and D is coming here. Something wrong. 1 minute. I'm checking what.
Type Ravi, that is text.
Sorry?
Text.
Hmm?
Input type equals to text.
Yes,
should be
semicolon.
text.
Script.
Oh.
Script and tag only.
Yes.
Input type equal to text now, right? Now, but still total box is coming. Why?
Really, script and type text / JavaScript is not there.
Input type equal to, sorry.
No, inside the script tag, type equal to text / JavaScript.
Yeah, that is, but that is not mandatory now.
Document ready.
JavaScript, right? No document ready.
Semicolon missing 10th line.
Sorry?
Semicolon.
What is the semicolon?
Into line.
Here.
Yes.
That one also
Not mandatory.
I'm becoming mad at this one, making me mad. 1 minute. Function is there. Okay, function we took. Function we took now. Okay, good. Function we took. Now inside that I'm reading this one. Okay, messages. I'm reading that message. In that message, I'm performing the text operation here, right? So text operation I want to perform. Then I given that ID. Okay, I given that ID. Fine. Okay, guys. So why it's giving the problem? Now here, what is that? Directly we cannot write. So how we will read this value? How we will read this value? Then value
Value.
function. Then dot value function is there, right? Then dot. Now let's see this. Yeah, now it's working. Come on. Now what is that? Ravi I'm writing, right? Ravikant I'm writing. See this? It's downside is like directly it's writing or not, means what is that? This function is
Yes,
firing,
sir.
means key up is firing whatever things I'm writing here. Like let's take here, what is that? Sandeep, right? Sandeep, downside Sandeep also coming, means what is that? Our DOM is converting in the dynamic here. Come on, our DOM is
Yes, sir.
converting in the
Yes, sir.
dynamic here, right? Our DOM is converting in the dynamic. Now let's take here, what is that? Pankaj. Pankaj, downside also Pankaj is coming, right? Pankaj is coming, means what is that? Our now series here, what is that? Means what? Means what is that? Whenever we are taking the library, means what is that? Library is loaded in the browser. In the browser, library is loaded, but the library is not active. Then how we are making the library as active? We need to write some code, right? We need to write this code. Come on. To activate this library, to activate this library, then we need to, what is that? Write some code. And then what will happen now? Then what will happen now? Then what is that? Whenever we are activating, then our, what is that? This page is becoming, what is that? Dynamic or not? Come on. Then this page is becoming,
Yes,
means what is that?
Yes, Ravi.
Means what is that? That is static.
Dynamic.
Then a static DOM is becoming, what is that? Dynamic, right? Come on. Then
Yes,
that,
sir.
then that is static page is becoming, what is that? Dynamic, means what is that? We can say that, right? We can say so we can say library, we can say, means here what is that? We our library is not able having the capability to, what is that? Our library won't having the capability to control our application, right? Our control our application. We need, if we want to make this kind of things in using the, like, what is that? Language or library, then what we need to do? We need to write explicitly some event, then our application will perform what? Then our application will control the flow of what? Our application, guys. Come on.
Yes, Ravi.
Right? So
Yeah.
the key point, the key point is here, what? The key point is, what is that? Library and a language, library and a language, library and a language cannot control what is that? Application flow, right? This is the problem with, what is that? Library and a language. Even if we use the JavaScript also, this problem will be there. Even though we are using, what is that? Even though we are using what? jQuery. Again, see this, lot of event we need to write, so then the thing is, what is the solution? Right? Then the thing is, what is the solution? This is the question is rising in your brain or not, friends? Come on, this question is rising or not, right? So
Yes.
then
Yes, sir.
what is the solution? The question is, what is that? The question is what is solution? what is solution, right? Solutions, right? So now solution is what is that? Better to use, what is that? Better use what is that? Better use any framework. Better use what is that? Framework, right? Better use what is that? Framework. Better use what is that? Framework, right? Framework. Now good, better to use what is that? Framework. Then the question is what is that? If you know that, if the like, and the people is saying that whoever don't know, whoever is still new in the IT industry, right, who won't have any experience, guys, okay, for that they knows that languages, right? They knows that languages means what? That is the fine. But if you have little bit experience and if you say that I won't have knowledge about that framework, then means what? This is the real job, right? This is a real job, means you are doing the job. Means if you are posting your resume on the naukri.com, if you say that I know that like what? I know that just a JavaScript and I have what is that? 5 years of experience, means what? The people will laugh on you. The people will laugh on you, means what? If you are the real time, if you want to use these things in the real time, then you need to know one or another framework about that languages, right? Come on. Like what is that? Java
Yes,
people,
Ravi.
Java people is learning what is that? Spring framework, Hibernate framework, start these things frameworks, right? And the .NET people is using what is that? ASP.NET framework. And what is that? The same like Python people, Django framework, and those kind of framework they are using, right? So just learning the what is that programming our languages is not sufficient. What we need to learn, we need to learn some framework also, right? We need to learn what
Yes,
is
Ravi.
that? Some framework. So the framework, right? Some framework. So what is the framework? Framework is provide what is that? Set of libraries and languages used. By using them we can build application, friends. Okay, by using them we can build the like what is that? Application. So framework have what is that? Ability to control the application flow also, right? Framework having what is that? Ability to control the flow. We won't need to write what is that? We won't, whenever we are using any framework, we won't need to write this kind of functions, right? Just we need to use it, that's it. Just we need to use it now, friends. Okay, so now, okay, let's understand these things also, right? Let's understand these things also. Better to use what is that? Any framework. Now, so what is the framework, right? What is the framework? So framework framework is what is that? Provide what is that? Provides, right? Provides a set of libraries, right? Libraries and languages, right? Language. By using what is that? By using them, what we are doing now? We are performing the operation in the project. So by using them we can build application. We can build what is that? Application, right? So now the one more things, right? So framework have what is that? Framework have the ability. Framework have the ability to control the application flow. Now don't bother about that. Still I'm going to explain again the same things only, right? But I'm going to, in this time I'm going to use what is that? Angular JS framework, guys. Okay, don't worry, later I will tell what is the difference between Angular JS and Angular, right? but now I'm going to use what is that Angular JS library. I will show that small changes I will do in the same application only, right? So everyone is ready for that? Come on.
Yes,
Yes,
Ravi.
sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So now what I'm doing now, so this is what is that simple application. Let's take this application. Now I'm creating one more application. Let's take framework, right? Framework.html, right? Framework.html. Okay, good. Now in the framework.html,
Sir, your voice is not coming. And
okay, sorry. This one is muted. I unfortunately, right? Now it
okay,
is
okay.
fine, right? Now it is fine, right?
Yeah.
So
Fine,
Yeah.
sir.
now what I'm doing now, in this time I'm using the framework, right? So here what is that? I'm just, what is that? Just I need this code only, right? Just I need this code only. I need, what is that? This code only. So in this time, what is that? What we are going to use it now? In this time, we are going to use, what is that? We are going to develop web application. We are going to develop, what is that? Web application using, what is that? Using Angular framework, right? Angular JS. Okay, Angular JS, right? Angular JS framework. I'm going to use, what is that? Framework, right? Framework. I'm going to use in this time, what is that? Angular framework. So using Angular framework, what we are going to do now? Same thing, same step will happen, right? Till now, what is that? Page will load, guys. Okay, page will load, and what is that? Page will load as a static DOM, and a library, right? Page library loads in the static DOM, right? Page loads in the static DOM, and library loads into the browser. Copy this one and just let's make this one here, right? This step is happening same in the framework also. Same step is happening framework also. Yeah, same step happening in the framework also, right? Framework also. Then, but now from here onward, what changes will be there now? From here onward, what changes will be there now? Now, then framework, right? Framework, then framework loads. Now framework loads. Now framework loads into browser. After loading frameworks into the browser, then what will happen now? Then framework is active. Then framework is active, right? Then framework is active. Then next step, what will happen now? Then if the framework is active now, if framework is active now, then what is that? Then static DOM is converted into dynamic DOM, right? Then static DOM converted into dynamic DOM. Now what is the changes we are seeing in the framework now, guys? What is the changes we are seeing in the framework now? Here, what is that? Whenever we are using the library, right? Whenever we are using the library, then what is the problem? Library is
It's not loaded automatically.
No, library is loaded, but
Not
what
active.
but not active, right? But
Not
Okay.
active.
but whenever
Passive mode is
but
visible.
but whenever framework is loaded, right? Framework directly becoming activated. Directly becoming
Yes.
activated means what is that? If the framework is becoming directly activated, mean it can able to convert that static DOM in the dynamic DOM or not? Come on, static DOM
Yeah,
able
yeah,
to
DOM
convert
sir.
in the dynamic DOM, right? Now let's see that let's
Yes,
see
sir.
one example. I'm going to take it now, friends. So here, what is that? This is our code now, guys. Okay, this is our code now. So simply what I'm doing now, I'm going on the browser. Let's search the Angular JS. Okay, Angular JS now. Angular JS. Okay, good. Okay, just what I'm doing now, just I'm copying this tag, guys. Okay, script tag. Okay, just I'm copying this tag. Don't bother about now. I'm saying that don't bother, just understand whatever point I'm explaining, right? Because of that I'm taking the help of this one. Okay, still our Angular or anything, nothing is started, just we are comparing the things, that's it. Okay, if you don't know anything, don't stress yourself. Oh, Ravi is explaining, even I'm not catching what he's explaining. Don't care about that one. My intention, what is that? Just understand how our DOM and how is loading and how our page is working. That is my key point, right? And in this one only, what I'm like explaining, what is the really problem with what is that JavaScript and jQuery. Because of that, why we are migrating ourselves in the new technologies, right? This is our intention. Because of that I'm explaining these things, guys. Okay, now fine. Okay, good. So now here what I'm doing now, so I took what is that our Angular framework manifest URL, right? I took what is that our Angular framework manifest URL. Then here what we need to do, just here we will take in the body section. I want this body section is what is that dynamic DOM. So for that we will take what is that ng app, right? Ng app. Just I'm taking this one as a means what is that this DOM is means what is that this tag is I'm making this one as a what is that dynamic means what is that I want this tag as a what is that dynamic. Now what we will do it now, we will take what is that ng model, right? Ng model, I'm taking what is that ng model. In this ng model, what I'm giving now, let's take yes s name, right? S name. Okay, I took s name now. So I want this s name to present here. Okay, remove this id, no need. Remove this one. What is that double curly bracket? What we will do it now, just I'm copying these things and pasting it here. That's it. I'm just doing this much only things. Now what I'm doing now, I'm coming on the browser. Okay, I'm coming on the browser. Whatever things I'm writing, see, because of 1 or 2 line changes, what is that we can able to achieve same things or not here? Come on, friends, we can
Yes,
able
sir.
to achieve it, right? We can able to achieve it. We can means what is that? See this, whenever we are using the library, right? Whenever we are using the library, how many code we need to write, and we need to activate that. What is that? Like what is that?
Here.
We need to activate this library, then this library will work in our what is that browser. But whenever we are using the framework, see, everything is doing our framework. We don't need, but just we need to care about that. What is that? Whatever our key point is there, on that area only we need, right, to focus on it, right? Come on, friends. So this is the main problem or not? This is C means whenever we need to perform, what is that? Whenever we need to perform, we need to write what is that? Lot of code, lot of event, lot of code, lot of event, even what is that? Here what is that? Here just we imported the library about, we are just using the framework, right?
Yeah, tell me HTML is not
See,
HTML.
who's that? Sakti?
Yeah.
Something you are asking?
Yeah, I'm saying that this is
See,
the
listen,
application is
listen.
running in the browser.
That's correct. That's correct. But the thing is, if any explanation is there, don't ask